own stream? When?
Thank you so much, Six. Appreciate you, man. That is very, very kind of you. All right, I think YouTube is working today. I'm pretty sure. Sorry for being a few minutes late. I just was having issues reinstalling this like multi-stream thing. I don't know if it's working right now though. It should be. It's been a morning. I didn't realize how much work I actually had to do today. So I'm a little teeny weeny bit stressed out. This way. What's the counter on the bottom right? That's my counter that I put there just in case I take too long on this screen. It tells me to get off this screen. It's just in case I need a few extra moments to like get things ready, which I actually do. So be right back 1 second. Oh, hope everyone's having a good one though. Lunchtime with Alex? What are you eating for lunch? I didn't have lunch yet. I lost track of time today so badly. What are you eating though? I want to know. Hold on a second. Yeah, just give me a few minutes, guys. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm a little behind today. Even though I started my morning the same time as usual, I didn't realize I had like a few other things to do. So I'm a teeny weeny bit behind. Just a smidge, just a smidge. There it is. Okay. Grilled chicken and BBQ? Oh, that sounds good, man. Dude, speaking of barbecue, I want barbecue so bad. So badly have I been craving that. Grilled chicken and BBQ sauce though. Oh shit, let me put the little announcement in Discord. I almost forgot. Oopsie daisy. Today's board should be interesting. The Infinite 70. It's a very interesting board. Got the Seabass PC thinking about pulling the trigger on the red PC with black PVD. The Seabass is a nice board. I don't think I heard anything negative when it comes back to like the sound profile and feel of the board. I genuinely really liked it. So I thought it was good. Oh, all right. And I got my switches. Where did I put them now? Oh boy. There. Okay, steak quesadilla? Oh, that sounds good, man. Also, Glaze, what's up, dude? Have you eaten yet? I have not eaten. I had a little bit, like whatever leftover cereal I had this morning. And then I had a little bit of overnight oats. That has been the meals I've had today. It has been a super stressful morning with, I don't know, like I had like 15 things get thrown at me this morning for work. And then even some stuff like out of the keyboard world. So it has been like me on high alert all morning just trying to get things done. But saving grace is we get to build the Infinite 70. And I love Gray Studios boards, so this is going to be a fun one today. No, this was not definitely something an assistant or anything could help with. This is just literally my own, like, too many things kind of got pushed back and everything all at once just kind of hit me today. If you need to be AFK for another 10 minutes... Oh no, thank you so much, Trina. I'm good though. I am pretty much, for the most part, caught up except for one thing. Are we going over the new Encore options today? We can later. I don't think I have that planned on my stuff today, but mostly going to be doing the Infinite 70. Also, hi, you toy. How are you? Manta so sexy. I agree. The Manta looks good. The patina is really nice. I like the patina on this one. I will admit, though, I do still think the raw copper is my fave. One of my thumbprints. I don't know if you guys can tell. It's starting to right there. It's a little blurry. My thumbprints has started to patina from grabbing it. I'm going to try using... I don't know. I kind of want to just leave it. But I was thinking about maybe using like Barkeeper's Friend or something like that to like smoothen it out a little bit. I don't know if I want my thumbprint as the patina. So we'll see. Looking good, King. Thank you, man. Appreciate the kind words. Do you think you would make Manta round 1 compatible with round 2? I don't think there's any reason why we wouldn't. But we'll see. For the next round, can you offer Machinist but clear coat? So, Bull and I were actually talking about that today, and the Machinist copper, like on raw copper, clear coat doesn't stick well to it. So, that would be probably either rather expensive because there would probably be a lot of B stock, or just like stuff that doesn't meet QC. I just don't know if that's feasible. Like, it's not impossible, I just don't know if it's feasible. Does that make sense? I don't know. I think that makes sense. It's just tough. It's just tough. Raw has been... Raw is always a bit of a journey. Raw copper oxidizes, and it can oxidize either depending on your environment rather quickly or not quickly at all. Like for me, during the summer, because it's more humid, I find the raw copper stuff to just oxidize almost insta. So like when we did the raw copper Manta last year, because I had it during more humid weather, I think my raw copper fin within like 4 days was patinaed. Literally 4 days. We'll just slid over there. And now, because it's not as humid, my raw copper weight has actually been rather good. There's some small patina marks. Here, I'll show you guys. But I'm expecting within the next few days here, like this is the thumbprint. You guys can maybe see that's getting over there. There's a few little specks of patina from, I guess, me talking and spitting. And then there's a small little area right over here, which again, hard to see. But you can easily polish it out. But yeah, I'm waiting for this to just completely patina in the next like few weeks because it's getting more humid here. It's time to prep my Type Rs for the Space 80 that's shipping soon. Ooh, what are the R1 Grand Lube Master techniques for those switches? Just lube the stem ever so slightly and do the spring. The spring is ultra important with that, dude. Ultra, ultra important. Luminous. Yeah, what's up, man? Excited with that. Oh, why is this cable? What the fuck? Oh, okay, I'm not going to bother fixing this right now. Isn't the point of Raw to enjoy the patina? It is. So nice. That was my whole thing with it, though. I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I think maybe that kind of got lost in, not translation per se, but I think there's a little bit of an expectation that the raw copper won't patina and it's just going to be shiny like this forever. So, I don't know. It's still, that one there's been a tough one to digest a little bit for I guess, some people. Does the brass smell crazy or do my cameras just sniff diff? What? Wait, what? Where's the sonnet? I have to return it, ain't it? I have to disassemble and return it. I just took photos of it and it's slightly disassembled right now. Like half disassembled. Where's my sonnet? I haven't moved anything. Stop harassing me. Dude, Oak, I'm so excited about the Infinite, dude. Do you know if the MK.65 is coated? I think it is. I don't remember it not being coated. Yes, the aluminum plate on the Mint is really good. Very, very good. Where's 1080p? I hate 720. Ah, man, I wish I could tell you, Ray, but Twitch is like either you do 4K or you do 720.
Years.
That's it. So the only thing I can really offer is kind of like what the other Ray just did, or there's other platforms to watch. But yeah, Twitch is stupid like that, man. There's nothing I can do. We did a vote last time, and it seemed like most people wanted me to stream in 4K. I don't know. We can do a revote. I like the 4K just because afterwards it's nice to watch the VODs back in 4K. I don't know. Thank you very much, Gantis. And also Roya and Next. Thank you guys all so freaking much for the subs. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so freaking much, dude. The bottom case has quite a sharp machining edge. Like here? Where? Are you talking about when you disassemble it? I don't see any sharp edges. Are you talking about like the actual raw weight? I mean, yeah, there's going to be some edges that have to mate there. You have to just be a little careful. Also, if you use the grommet and the PCB is not correctly fit in the middle, I haven't had that issue. The grommet and the PCB not fit. I've tried every mount and I've not had that issue yet, Luminous. I have this one done in O-ring and this one done with the grommets. So if you use the grommets and the PCB is not fit correctly in the middle, the plate can hit the case. Oh, well, I mean, to be fair, I think with that particular case, if the grommets, if the PCB isn't aligned properly, I think that's a problem on its own. So you do have to make sure alignment is good. It should just sit in alignment properly. I haven't had that issue with just like lazily putting it in, which I have been doing. But yeah, I mean, yes, you do have to align it properly. I think that pretty much goes with like every keyboard though. But interesting. I'll take a look at the inside edges, like the raw of the actual weight itself. There's not much we can unfortunately do about that though. The inside weight, unless we like, maybe for next time we can kind of like bevel the edges a little bit. I think we need to have them flush though. We need to have them a bit sharper. I think for everything to mate properly, we need to have the edges sharper on the weight. I don't know if that came up in discussion. Maybe it did. But that one there was good feedback. Any news on Schema? I was going to make the webpage today, but I just don't have time today. So it's probably going to have to be tomorrow or Friday. Lumi, do you like the board otherwise, though? Okay. Infinite 70. Let me take it out of this box. It sounds insane with blue cheese? Have I built it with blue cheese? I would love to hear a sound test if you have a chance to record a sound test of that, Loom. Oh, this is like a double box situation? Double boxes. Yeah. I don't think I've built it with blue cheese. That sounds like a fun combo of things. A very fun combination. I don't know what switch, but I have a bunch of switches we can try today, but... Okay. Infinite 70. We're just going to kind of slowly jump in today's build. Infinite 70 today. This is a fun one from Gray Studios. Also, this is going to be a sponsored stream because Unikeys did send this out to us to take a look at today, and I believe I'm allowed to keep it. We'll probably end up giving it away. But that won't affect my opinion on anything like it ever does. So this is the Infinite 70. The price point on this is good. So nice. Thank you so much, Kat. I appreciate the tier 1. It's 250 USD to start. If you want one of the coded units, it does go up to 265. And then other plates, if you want like extras, they would cost $15 extra, and then the PCB is $45 extra. So again, 250 to 265 is kind of the price point here. Now, this is going to be an FRL TKL. I like FRL TKLs. So I'm already a little bit biased when it comes to and I'll admit my bias here. I do like FRL TKLs. The layout is fun. I know some people hate them. I don't know what to say. I had a very interesting YouTube comment. I saved it. Hold on, let me tell you. I saved it right here. I had a very interesting comment today. It was very vulgar, so I'm not going to read it all. But it was for another keyboard that I did that was an FRL TKL. And essentially, or not the FRL TKL, it was for the NV70. And essentially, they were stating that the only viable good layout in the whole keyboard hobby is TKLs. I don't know why you bleeps continue to make and support designers who don't make TKLs. And then there was more to it. Because he kept going on. The thing is, okay, so I'm gonna call this person out right now, just because honestly it's so fucking irritating with some of these comments. This person here who had commented on something has commented on so many of my fucking videos. Alright? They comment on so many of them, and it's always the most like lame takes ever. Trust me, I think like if this was like a one-off person, I think it might have been like satirical. I just think this person here is negative. But oh my god, dude, he just kept going on about how basically like he hopes that people, essentially he said he hopes that people who use this layout use this as just a gimmick to get people to watch videos. But I don't know, like maybe that one there could have been rage bait, but I don't know. He comments on like every video I make if it's not a TKL. It's like there's someone on the Leica subreddit right now who's been commenting on literally everything that's not Leica branded. He just like has like the most negative Nancy take on stuff. I don't know, people live life like this, man. I just don't get it. I don't get it. He's very passionate about TKLs, it seems. All right. Who let Forg reach containment? No, it wasn't Forg. I love Forg. Yeah, everyone knows also the best layout in the keyboard hobby is indeed a 35%. Everyone knows that. I think. Mom must have burnt the pizza rolls? Maybe, dude. When you can rebind any key to anything layout, it's just a suggestion. I know, it is kind of, right? It is. Realistically. TKL sponsored toxicity? A little bit. Don't stop at 35. That's still too much. Yeah, we need 5%. Just give me 2 keys, all right? Isn't that what's great about the hobby, having preferences and liking different things? Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to be honest, like, I have been noticing a little bit of an uptick with people who have very one-sided opinions on things and won't let people just enjoy things the way that they want to enjoy things. And if you feel like the other person's not enjoying things to your degree of enjoyment, that's fine. You can think that. I think you should also keep that within yourself. I've been noticing it. I've noticed a few people even in our Discord who tend to do that every now and then, who, you know, if you feel a little bit called out, then maybe that's you. If you feel like you need to kind of, you know, voice your opinion on literally everything, maybe you should take a step back and realize that it is nice to have an opinion, but you don't need to voice it on everything. Sometimes it comes off a little bit, not elitist, but a little bit condescending, you know? All right, let's open up the Infinite 70. Now, again, Gray Studios has been making keyboards for a long time. I love Gray Studios stuff. Love you, Oak. Gray Studios has made some really fun projects. This is no exception. There are a bunch of colors for this too, which we can go over. Oh, that's a cool box. I like when boxes do this. So again, 250 to 265. Not bad, I do say so myself. Is this wrapped again? No, it's not. You can tell this is where the Manta box inspiration came from Gray Studio stuff. Love boxes. Is this like to scale? I wonder if this is to scale. But yeah, this is the keyboard. Well, a little bit of a spoiler over here. This is the keyboard. This is the keyboard here. Redeem posture check. Gotcha. Infinite 70. Ooh, traditional kind of Gray Studios layout for the internals here. So we have an accessories box. We have our PCB. And then we have foam and stuff like that. And then we have, what plates do we got today? Aluminum and FR4. Hello, Alex and everyone, just passing by. Ooh, my camera hates this. Bye, Mozart. You have a good sleep, dude. You have a good one. Here, we'll go through some of the colors right now. Also, thanks for stopping by. Do you bother with long pull stabs? I have never needed to use them personally. Let's take a look at the colors for today's board. Oops. What did I do there? Okay, and then we're gonna share this. And then let's bring down, make sure it all fits on the screen. Probably won't. Okay, lots of colors for this. We have silver anodized. Actually, fuck, there's more than I thought. For some reason in my head, I thought there was 10, but this is way more than 10. There's Top Gun anode, Darth Vader anode, which is probably just black, peach pink, rare anode color. How often do you see this? Like, realistically, you don't see this very often. You don't. Burgundy. I don't know how to... Is this Tyrrells? I don't know how to pronounce that. Storm. That is like a dune. Storm. Khaki. Wow, these are good colors, actually. This is an electrophoresis color, so this is going to be a bit more. Same with Storm. Concrete. Concrete spray is actually really cool from Gray Studios, by the way. So electrophoresis is like e-coat. It is e-coating. So it's a different way that a coating would be applied. It's actually really interesting. A YouTube video would probably do it justice more so. We have gravel. So gravel's a little bit of a lighter concrete. We have, ooh, whoa, what color is this? Wait, this is kind of hot. It's like a light, is this like a light green? Terra? Skyline, ew. Barley. Barley's cool. Sunset, hibiscus, rock ash. Oh, this is interesting too. Let me see this one here. Is this like a smidge of a purple? Don't hate on Skyline. Meteorite and raspberry. Oh, raspberry's cute too. But yeah, then you get a bunch of PCB options. You get different plate options here. This is a fantastic little price point for this, by the way. Super duper fantastic. Here is some more stuff about the board. This is going to be the layout, which we can literally just open this up and find out too. It gives us 7U, 6.25U, and some minimal options for some different stuff here. Being step caps lock versus non-step cap. That's it. So it is going to be a little bit more of a standardized layout, sort of, but kind of not really. The raspberry doesn't do it justice. Let me take a quick pic. Oh, do you have the raspberry in person? This is going to be the design aesthetic of the board. We have a 19.6 millimeter front height. We have a 7-degree typing angle, pretty standard fare. I actually really like the aesthetic of this. It's a good blend of Gray Studios aesthetic without going overboard. And then photos. Are these real photos? Is this that? Oh, I can't click them. Can I just open a new tab? These are some pretty colors. Very pretty colors. Cool. All right. And then the pre-order is going to start on the 20th. Very, very fun. Where is the... Okay, gotcha. No split shift is met on an FRL TKL. Yeah, you think? I don't know. I feel like I probably would never go split right shift on an FRL TKL, but I get what you mean. It would have been nice to see that as one extra option. So let's take a look at our PCB here first. International starts on the 20th. That's what it says. Big Sauce. You know, after all these years, Big Sauce. Let me just check there's no diodes. I don't know if I care for LEMO connectors anymore. For the price that they're worth, and like, if your use case is you're swapping out a lot of different like ends of cables and they're nice for color coordinating, I don't know. I just feel like they're kind of expensive. If you like the aesthetic, just get them. but I think I am more of a standard cable guy, kind of like straight cables now. I do enjoy a good coiled cable every now and then, but not with my current setup. Here is our hot swap PCB. I think we got the 1.6 mil. So we have some LEDs on the top over here. Nice gray color for Gray Studios. We have some Kale hot swap sockets. My least favorite of all the hot swap sockets. Not because of quality, but because they tug at your desk pads when you lay them down. Oh, we have a pogo pin connector. Nice. That's always fun to see. Cool. I don't think I saw a solderable PCB. I think this is strictly hot swap. So you can look at that maybe as a negative if you want. But yeah, it doesn't seem to want to cater to hot. I mean, dude, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like so many things have not had hot swap at all, or had solder at all. What's up, Queets? How you doing, man? We have our plates, which are pretty standard fare, and then we have our gasketing points. Interesting to see some under the spacebar here, but I think these are removable gasket points, so I'm not too pressed. And let's take a look at our keyboard. Oh, the maroon one. So we did get an anode one here. Look at this. How you doing, Camille? How you doing, Gigabyte? Check Discord message. Let's see. Yeah, I would also agree, Pascal. This is like tasteful sci-fi. Oh, wow. Can I show this, Oak? Here, I'm just going to open this up in the browser. I'll show you guys what Oak's Raspberry unit looks like really quick. Look at this. Raspberry. Honestly, the renders really don't do this justice. This is nice. That's pretty. Unless he drastically changed. I don't think he did. Fire? Yeah, this is nice. Reminds me of a strawberry shortcake. A little bit, yeah. I think that maybe it would have been a better name. This burgundy is really pretty, though. So we have like a piece of bottom foam and it looks like just an ESD sheet on the bottom. I'm not sure if we're going to absolutely need this, but we can experiment with it. Here is the board. Dude, the burgundy is nice. I like the bezel thickness on this. I like the corners kind of being cut as well. That is nice. Oh, interesting. It has like a little lip on the back. You know, I kind of saw that from the photos, but I didn't really know how that would look in person. Damn, this is nice. Gray Studios, G-Works 01, Type 70. Infinite. Very pretty. Yeah, like, let me see if I can better show this off. I mean, dude, this looks great. Yeah, this is a nice color. I'm pretty positive this is all aluminum. I don't see any mention of copper or brass. Let me triple check here, because I did review this both yesterday and today, and I didn't see any mentioning of it. I don't know. Yeah, it's full aluminum. I don't see anything about copper or brass being put on here. It just says aluminum. Very, very pretty. Then we have our daughter board over here. So again, this is not proprietary, so just keep that in mind. I would say the only little thing maybe in which I'm kind of wincing at right now is the fact that this is using Phillips head screws for everything on the inside here. I can't say I'm big on that. I don't know if you guys can see. I would like to see non-Phillips head. Yeah, it looks like even the ones that are deeper set for the weight. Now, again, I don't think people are probably going to take the weight off. But it still would be nice to see the board just have better screw heads in the board as a whole. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, you can definitely see the lip over here. This is cool. I like what they did with this. It's the year of the fin, man. Everyone's doing like fin-style designs now. Dude, this would be a cool Gundam-themed board. I agree. I will double check, Camille. I honestly have not done emails in like 3 days, if I'm being real with you. I've been so stressed out from doing other things recently that I haven't had a chance to really respond to people. That's a nice side profile. All right, Gray Studios. I mean, they never really let me down with overall aesthetics. I've always enjoyed their aesthetic, but nice seam. I'm a little bit interested to see how this is going to fill. I think maybe they're going to be using a diffuser for like an LED over here because this is see-through. As you guys can kind of see my finger. But very nice side profile. What do you guys think? Yeah, this is nice. I like the blockiness of this. I think this kind of, these little cut corners over here really add to the side profile. That is a very, very intense side profile. Cool. Wish my camera would just focus on the damn thing. I actually think this is a more stylish Matrix-ish profile, you know. We have a badge that says Infinite on the top over here. I'm normally not too into seeing like the words of a keyboard on the top and the bottom of a board, but at least this one here is not as like completely noticeable. It kind of blends in with the board. I do like the way it looks though. And that should have an LED in there as well. And again, some pretty decent little bezels on this too. If you're into a more moderate bezel, this is definitely it. Nice. And then where are the screw points for the board? Okay, the screws are hexes, and they are exposed on the back, and it seems like there's 5 screws holding this together. I think. All right. Now, what combination of parts are we building this with? Yeah, I agree. Gray Studios usually does a really good job on making RGB very tasteful. Also, I have a bunch of switches we can try today from Unikeys. I don't remember which bag is which. We have these guys, which I think these were my first choice. I can't remember what these are, though. I have to double check. Let me check the invoice here. 1 second. Unikeys. I think these are M3s. Let me just check the invoice. 1 second, 1 second. Is it on this email? Yeah, M3s. So we can do some KeyGeek M3s, which are probably what I want to use for these. But then I also have a batch of something else here. Let me see what these were. Oh, I don't think I want to use these ones here today. These are another switch for another day. These are pretty though. I like the top on these. I'll double check my invoice for this too. No, I think these are, hold on, let's see. These are Roxy's, they're KeyGeek Roxy's. I think I would rather use the M3s today. The KeyGeek Roxy's seem like they're going to have more of a subdued sound profile slightly. I think the M3s are probably something I'd like to use for today. And then this last bag is switch. No, this is still the M3. Okay, we got these two. Perfect. All right. Let's do aluminum today, yeah? I'm not a big fan of FR4 plates myself. Some people really like FR4. I'm not super duper into it. It looks like we need actually we need 5 stabs today. So let me get some stabs and we'll start doing some stabilizers and get this show on the road. The Roxy's had trouble fitting in the plate, really? From KeyGeek? I wonder if they made the mold a little different or something? Okay, listen, FR4 for me, I tend to have a mixed bag results with M4 or with FR4. I find some boards sound shallow with FR4, or they sound almost like too plasticky, in like a very fake kind of plasticky sharp way. Like it's too bright of a plasticky noise. I hope that makes sense. I feel like I'm not doing a great job of describing this. I just don't like the tonality that comes out of FR4. Now, some boards with FR4 are phenomenal, depending on the board. But I find that's kind of few and far between. That's all. First time watcher? Hi, how you doing, Zidus? Zidus, is it? You're the reason I bought the Neo 65 V1. Great builds, by the way. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, dude. It's very kind of you. Alright. Use some of these. I think these are the Boucher stabs. I was going through all my stuff and I found a huge bag of when I ordered a whole bunch of these. So I figured might as well just use them. They've been kind of sitting here. Oh, this is a Type Plus stab. Been kind of sitting here, kind of doing nothing. So I think it's time that I finally mod these. The new Machina board, I did build it already. I just need to edit the YouTube video. But it turned out pretty good. My Haven TKL is using FR4 and it sounds great, although it does have a huge copper bottom. I think that's where it usually becomes a good choice. No, this is Type Plus. Oh yeah, I threw a bag of Type Plus in here too. Get out of here, Type Plus. There we go. Unrelated question, but what do you think of Bison agar wood and its degradation of T3 stem? What's happening with that? Pardon me? Is it like falling apart or something? I might need a further explanation on that. Hold on, do I have enough stab houses? Am I missing a stab house in here? It's okay, I might have to mix and match one stab then. Honestly, I kind of want to go back and change the stabs on all my boards to Type Plus. I'm telling you guys, like, I've used a lot of stabilizers. I still think Type Plus, even past night stabs, are the easiest to mod overall. I really, really do. Oh yeah, I'm missing one stab housing. What the hell? Did this bag just not have one? If you don't... yeah, I can understand why people think they're a little annoying to install. I get it. Ain't even gonna argue with that. I do get it. Okay, yeah, I'm missing one. It's okay, I'll just use a Type Plus stab as well. We'll just mod this one here up afterwards. I lost one of my housings. Oh no. I haven't picked out colors for this to put on. I do feel like just a plain black keycap set is probably the way to go for this though. Like legitimately. Or we can just do something that'll complement this, but I really think just plain old wob would look absolutely nice on this dude. Can't go wrong with wob. Hi Nox, how are you doing? So wait, those switches you were saying earlier, they're like falling apart or something? I've never heard about this. That is the first I am hearing. I could do that, yeah, you're right. I could do that in it. That'd be a nice combo. Good morning, Nix. How you doing? Noir would look great too. I agree. I think we have to go with a darker set today, though. We have to. How was your night, though, guys? I couldn't sleep again. Honestly, I think that's probably the reason why I feel a little bit like... Honestly, I kind of feel like shit today. And it's because it's been 2 nights in a row where I just haven't been able to sleep. I kept waking up last night again for what? I think I've just been stressed. I don't know. I'm really trying to figure it out. But I just couldn't sleep. Like, I kept waking up, and then it was raining, and then I was listening to the rain, and I thought maybe that would calm me down a little bit, and I just couldn't fall asleep. I have no clue. Nothing. And you know what's crazy though? Like, I've had stuff on my mind, yes, but like, I'm not. It's no more than usual. It's probably your body adjusting to working out. Maybe. That's been a thing I've been doing in the afternoons. Cloudy might work on this, yeah. It might work. It's because you haven't seen my smile in too long. It's true. Sleep is so important. A single night of bad sleep can wreak havoc for me for days. I think that's kind of what's going on too. How you doing, Claim? It's currently night for me, and instead of sleeping for work, I'm watching you. Well, I hope you end up getting some sleep. It's so important. It is a bit of a domino effect. I know this week here I'm a bit stressed because I have probably the most amount of work I've had in a long time this week. And it's purely by circumstance of, unfortunately, just a lot of things have kind of like moved to this week. So I have been a little stressed there. You're my inspiration. Love your content. Thank you, Knox. How's your day going? That's very kind of you to say. Maybe that's also why I haven't been very hungry lately. I don't know. I definitely need to get a good night of sleep tonight. Maybe I need to go on a little bit of a walk. I've been a little bit cooped up the last few days. I have Miklon. Miklon could look really good on this. This lo-fi jazz is doing magic for me. Mm-hmm. And gym? Gym I'm going to go to tonight, I think. I have a late night meeting tonight that I have to attend, but because time zone stuff, but I do think I can squeeze in the gym. Unfortunately, though, today is going to be one of those days where, like, it's so hectic that I have to figure out a day. I think I have to figure out an hour to eat at the very least. Totally random. I'm now in mowing season. I'm finding a burrow of baby rabbits in my backyard. That is so cute. Do you have pictures? Rabbits are so cute, man. Every now and then I see them around the city. What's my gym routine like? I couldn't tell you really because I've only been twice so far, but I'm trying to do cardio every single time I go. I don't want to just make it me going there for strength stuff. But I'll tell you what though, guys, like, I've already noticed a little bit of a difference. I think in any normal circumstance, me not getting enough sleep the last few days, I would have been burnt out. But today, I'm definitely feeling a lot better. Oh no, I do have enough stab housings. What the hell? How was I counting this? Oh no, I don't. What the fuck? Wait, no, I do. I miscounted. I'm still doing rowing. Can I be honest? I think rowing's really boring. So I haven't really been able to like really sit there and commit to rowing. I do about 10 minutes of rowing and then I get really, really bored of it. Like, I'm actually, yeah, it is repetitive. I actually prefer just walking, like, or running. And I can do that for 30 minutes and not complain at all. Yeah, I have a problem with stationary bike too. I can't do it, man. Okay, dude, let me tell you guys. I can do most workouts and like, I can do it and feel good about it. Bro, fuck the Stairmaster. Holy shit, if you think you're in shape and you do the Stairmaster, that shit kicks your fucking ass in quick. That is one of those workouts that like I legitimately sweat whenever I do, and I sweat like intensely. Stairs are brutal. I remember when we were at the condo, we had the gym was really quiet and the Stairmaster was always available. Oh my, I remember if I ever wanted to sweat, I would just do 5 to 10 minutes on that thing and I would be drenched, dude. Insane workout. Oh, you're all good. Way too lucky. We just showed off the board a little bit. Alex B. Steppen? Dude. I can grind elliptical for 30 plus minutes with an audiobook. Yeah, the elliptical's nice. It's like low impact on your knees too. Claim I did. I will be covering it very soon. It's a nice looking keyboard for sure. Can someone explain the Stairmaster to me? Aren't normal stairs harder? I don't know. I feel like Stairmaster versus regular schmegular stairs is the exact same thing. Do you guys feel? I think it depends on the speed you go. Yeah, Stairmaster is literally just infinite stairs. You set a speed on it though. I haven't really noticed a big difference because there was one time my girlfriend used to be in a like condo when we first started dating, when she was, I forget how many floors up she was, but she was renting a floor that was, I think 30 plus like floors. I don't remember what number it was, like the actual number of the floors, but there was one day that we had bought groceries and the stairs were the only option because all the elevators were broken. Oh no, she wasn't renting the whole floor, a unit. Did I say whole floor? And we had to bring stuff to the fridge, into the freezer, because it would have spoiled. And it was heavy. So we had to bring up groceries 30 plus flights of stairs. It was a pain in the ass, man. Let me tell you. Like, that was one of those days where you reach the top and you're just like wheezing. You're like, never again. I had a coworker that lived on the 18th floor and her elevator was out for weeks. Oh, fuck that, dude. I know what you mean. I just like antagonized you for the usual guy. Oh, yeah. They aren't here today to make fun of my every word. But that was a tough one, man. What switches do you have prepped today? We're going to be doing M3 switches from a Key Geek. I do love me some Key Geek stuff. Jeez, does he sound like Ada Nightmares? What's going on? What happened to the Ada? Peach cheesecake switches when? They slap? I haven't tried those. Is that from Key Geek as well? Not great seeing that I'm moving to an apartment on the 42nd floor next year. Okay, I will admit, that was my, like, she was on 30 something. Might have been like 37 or something, but like the place she was in, being on the 37th floor, it was very hard to get used to even just being on the balcony. So I'm not a big fan of being super duper high up in living. I get a little nervous going onto the balcony if you want some fresh air during the day without having to completely leave the place. Schmo, let me tell you, man, like, the few times, and it wasn't a big balcony, so hers was like, if this was the condo, the balcony was, I would honestly say, about the size of this desk, like width-wise. It wasn't very big. So you kind of feel almost like claustrophobic going out, and there's only room to sit on two very small chairs. Otherwise, you're just kind of leaning up against the balcony railing, so nerve-wracking. I'm not even afraid of heights. I just don't like the wind that's up there. Like, it's weirdly kind of quiet, sort of. When I go high balcony and I see how low railings, I literally become so dizzy. Yeah, I hate that shit. It is beautiful to look out. Like, when you're not freaking out about it, the few moments that you might have like a oh wow, this is beautiful moment, it is pretty. But it is still very nerve-wracking. I don't get it either, but that's Toronto condos for you. Every condo that I've ever been in or place that I've been in that had a balcony has been small balconies. And then the moment, dude, what's weird about Toronto is the moment you get like a big balcony, right? Landlords will be like, oh, this is like prime living space. You're paying extra for this giant balcony that you're never really going to be using because it snows like 8 months of the year. Do you see yourself spending your life in Toronto? I don't know anymore, man. I really don't know. we're considering why. Truth be told, like, side topic from the keyboards, I guess, and everything else, but I think I kind of want more space. Like, I hate to be that guy because normally I'm pretty minimal with how I live. I kind of wouldn't mind just having, like, extra room to do things. You know what I mean? Like, the place we're in right now is it's about 1,300 square feet, which, you know, is nice for two people. But if we ever have a kid, or if we want even a pet, or, I don't know, right now we're even facing a problem where my girlfriend's doing sewing right now, and we don't have a room for her. So, like, we just, like, we don't know what to do anymore. We're actually considering looking into moving very soon again. It'd probably have to be, like, next year, but Coster, thank you so much. I appreciate the prime, man. I don't know if we're going to move within Toronto again, I'll be honest with you, man. Like, and we're 1,300 square feet with the basement. Where are you considering? Maybe we'll go outside of the GTA. Like, it still might be in Ontario. But yeah, we're kind of just facing that little bit of an issue right now where we're just like, it'd be nice. Like, it'd be nice to have, like, a place that we didn't have to, like pretty much condos right now, if for what we can afford, kind of cap out at, like, 1,300 square feet. And then if you want to rent a house, first of all, good luck. Those are hard to get for a decent space, and that's updated, and for the whole place to yourself. But yeah, like, it is tough. Like, some places are really expensive, and in some places which are affordable, like this place, is 1,300 square feet. So it's no different than a condo, right? So I think Canadian housing market is rough. It is very rough. Yeah, so we're considering. I think we're both kind of in a spot right now where we're like, it'd be nice to have 2,000 square feet, which, I don't know, I kind of feel like I'm asking for too much with that. But at the same time, like, I also don't think that's too much. Is it a lot? I don't know. I've always thought 2,000 was, like, the norm. But I guess now that I'm seeing, like, the actual sizes of places, it's not the norm. It seems like it's quite high for some people in some areas. But, you know, looking at 2,000 square feet here in Toronto is like fucking. You might be a millionaire if you need that. Well, the reason why we realistically want a little bit more space is because I technically run a business in the place that we live in, so we do have to deduct some of that space for this, you know, this whole thing that I do. So we have to be mindful that we need a space for that. It's tough. It's a very real tough thing that I honestly thought I'd never really have to, like, put much thought into, because I'm like, oh, things will just come up. But no, things do not just come up. Things pretty much stay stagnant. I don't know why. Nothing seems to be popping up. We check all the time too. In Poland, we have like 140 square feet flats to rent. Really? 140? Honestly, there's some places in Toronto that are like sub 300 in what they want for pricing. Like, we were trying to help one of our friends move, and we were looking at some places, and they say bachelor pad, and it's like 300 square feet, and they want like $1,400 per month for it. And we're just kind of shaking our head. We're like, who's doing that? Like, but I guess location matters too, right? Have you thought of getting closer to Montreal? Not really. Like, we also have to keep in mind we have family we would like to see here, and we don't want to have to make it like a huge... We don't want to make it a trip every single time we want to see our family. And there's some reasons to that which are personal, and I'm not going to like get into on stream, but like we don't want to have like an hour plus trip to go see our family one way, you know? And if we move to Montreal, that's like what, 4 hours, I think? if we wanted to go see our family. And I don't think we're wanting to do that, like on a whim, especially as, you know, people get older in our families too and might need some attention in the future. So yeah, it's definitely a very real thing. Do you prefer to live in this city? You know, I very much, like, I'm not in the core of downtown anymore. I'm a little bit on the outskirts. But I very much like being around the city. I think it's convenient. I don't know if that's something that I'm going to feel like forever, though. I think the convenience factor is becoming a little bit more of like a shrug thing to me. It's just tough. Like I said, it's a mix of we can't afford some of the places that people want, or that people are listing rather, and a mix of there just really isn't a whole hell of a lot that's on the market for the size that we're hoping to get. I'm paying like $2,800 for a 2-bed 2-bath in SoCal on the cheaper side. I think it converts to $3,800. I think about that, yeah. I mean, I think for townhouses here in Toronto, if you don't want to rent like just the 1-floor condos, if you want the townhouses that are a decent size, they're around $2,500 to $4,000 we've seen. Telling you a single family home in the burbs is the move? No, she would need to go into the core of downtown as well to work. So that's the other problem we'd face as well. So I don't know. It's like I said, it's been tough, man. It's been tough. We've been looking for commercial spaces, and that has been more expensive. 3D, let me tell you. I looked for commercial spaces for what I do, right? Because I would have loved to have some separation between work and staying home. I don't know how anyone's doing commercial spaces right now, but like commercial spaces for businesses that would be semi close to where I am right now is out of this world expensive. Like, it makes no sense. So the only place that I found personally that was like good for commercial spaces was a little bit out of the city. But I don't know if I want to commit to that. Because again, the commit you'd have to do for some of that stuff is quite a long period of time as well. Oh, it's tough. Convenience equals more money to pay? It is. Convenience is more money. Freedom to renovate and decorate as I want. No landlord to say what pet I can have. I will say, though, hanging things is like the one thing I'm always paranoid when it comes to landlord situations. Hence, you know, why I don't hang things. But, dude, at our condo, we actually were free to do whatever we wanted. I have to admit, even though I never met the landlord, because the landlord didn't actually live here, they lived somewhere else and they went through a proxy, they were pretty chill with what we did, as long as we painted the walls white when we left. That was it. And I did scuff up the walls. You know when you try to do those renter-friendly... Dude, I honestly hate myself for this. I did renter-friendly... The two-sided tape stuff. And it said renter-friendly. I bought it from, like, you know, Canadian Tire or whatever. And I kid you not, I think it was the quality of paint they put on the walls. Every single one of those pieces of two-sided tape ripped the paint off the walls. Every single one. So I ended up having to paint the walls. Renter-friendly hacks are such a pain. They don't work, man. Honestly, I'm sorry, they really don't. So I bought a tub of paint and I just painted the walls, and honestly, everyone was super chill with it. I think they kind of appreciate that we just painted it, so. Big ass chips just popping off tape. Dude, and I'm telling you, what I did towards the end when I realized it was ripping off things, it's so much easier. Just if you want to hang a painting or want to hang a picture, just put a nail on the wall. It's so much easier to put a little bit of spackling and then paint over it. I'm never ever doing the two-sided tape again. Never ever. I was lied to by all these like stupid little renter hacks you find on social media. They're not hacks. It's a pain in the ass, and they cost more. Two-sided tape sucks? Yeah. Command hooks are alright. I've been having issues with command tape in some areas as well. even here, I put command tape in the bathroom, and I wanted to hang a little picture just because the bathroom wall is kind of annoying to look at. So I put some command tape, and then we ended up moving it, and it still ripped the paint off the wall, even though we were super duper careful with like the good brand of command tape. Yeah, I'm kind of 50-50 on it too. Yeah, so at this point here, like everything I do is just, I'll put a nail in the wall. I don't care. I'll just literally repaint it myself later, or I don't care, man. Honestly, it's so much easier with just putting a little bit of spackling inside. That's it. I haven't had any of the command hooks fail, thankfully. I'm just tired of cookie cutter houses that are built without any suggestion. Yeah, dude, they do that all the time. I see so many, like, whenever we're looking for places, we're even, you know, like, I don't know if you guys do this too. Sometimes we look and we dream about, like, you know, some of the nicer houses in the area. And you look at some of, like, the reno projects people do, and you can really tell when people buy the house to live in versus buy the house to flip. You can really, really tell. It's so boring looking, some of the flipped houses. Like, they're very generic, like, non-offensive, like, very cookie cutter designs that people do. $1 million mansion with crooked lamps? Yeah. New builds in the US have such terrible reputation. I see so many videos about that. I don't know how true it is, but I guess so. Here in Atlanta, studio apartments like $1,500. How big is a studio apartment usually? World without flippers would be nicer. Yeah. Would be real nice. 900 square feet? I guess that's not terrible. I always see the inspection guys poke the house and they just start falling apart. Yeah. It is, I mean, did I ever tell you guys? Okay. I think maybe we can revisit this conversation, because now I'm done living in that spot. When we were at the condo, like our last house, our last place, not house, place. Did I ever tell you guys that we didn't have heat for the first 2 years? Which was, I mean, we were only there for like 2.5 years, but we didn't have heat. We thought we had heat. We didn't have heat. Or sorry, AC, not heat. AC. Wait, no. One of the two, I don't remember now. So it was heat. It was heat. We noticed, so the first year we were like, why is it so cold? And we would crank the heat and it would barely change the temperature inside. And I think I remember I called someone, or I had to contact our landlord. We called someone, and then they came in and they're like, oh yeah, this is fine. Except you were supposed to have a vent in this one room, and this one room, which was our master bedroom, it didn't have a vent. We never even noticed. It didn't have a vent. And apparently that condo unit, because it was a new build, was built incorrectly. So we kind of just suffered through it. So we had no AC and no heating in our place that we would sleep. So there were some nights where it would be really hot and it was fucking miserable. But the rest of the place, we were like, okay, everything seems okay. Then one day, it was really cold. And I put my hand on one of the vents. So this was the second winter we were there. And I'm like, it doesn't seem very warm. And my girlfriend's like, okay, well, maybe we just turned it on. It needs a second to heat up. I'm like, no, I've been running this for like 10 minutes. And she's like, that's weird. I was like, you know what? I'm going to call someone. Fuck it. Like, we're renting. Like, we deserve heat. We call the people. They took a week to come. They open up the unit. And I heard them talk amongst each other. Long story short with this, I think it was something like 70+% of the units in that particular condo had no heat. And the fix, all I saw them do was this. They put a laptop, they plugged something into this electrical box, they plugged into the laptop, they ran a script, they unplugged, closed it, and said, "You're fixed." And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? And then our heat worked. Like, it actually felt hot. So I think that was like the breaking point for us. We're like, ain't no way. We just, like, we didn't have heat last year because it was the same temperature. And we paid, like, dude, because we ran the heating for so long, and we had to pay the electricity bills and stuff. And, like, the gas bill and whatnot. So, like, we were just like, dude, what the fuck? So we just said fuck it. And then that was, like, one of the major reasons we just, like, well, for me anyways, that was, like, a major reason for me. We're like, let's just get out of here. Crazy, right? I think I told you guys, like, this slightly, but I was honestly so mad. I don't remember the management or building name. What would be the best recommendation for a full-size 1800 layout? You could look at the Athena. There's also the Neo 98. Could look at that too. Those are good little suggestions. How would you not freeze? I think the reason why we didn't freeze, the reason why we survived was because that particular condo unit faced the sun in the morning. Or we were a corner unit, so we had sun, like, for a good part of the day, and I think it heated up our place enough to the point where we didn't recognize the heating wasn't working. It was a sheer coincidence because there were other people on the same floor who I spoke to who were freezing cold. Sheer coincidence. But yeah, pretty crazy. I have one other story I could tell you guys, but yeah, that condo, I don't know, pissed me off sometimes. It was when we were moving out, but I think I've already told you guys this story. The moving out situation was stupid and chaotic. They were not, like, at all coordinated for letting us moving out of the place. This winter, I've been using AC as heat pump. Works nice, but electricity went up by a lot. How does that work? There's no way that would work here. Our heat went out and the temp dropped so fast in the house. Yeah, it depends on the place. Like, in this particular place, if I accidentally turn off the heat, which there's been days I do just because I don't want to hear, like, the motor for it, it gets cold really fucking quickly. Any recommendations for interesting blue switches to check out? Like the color blue switch? Or do you mean, like, clicky switches? The skillet board is a fun little way to practice your soldering. Is it good? It is as good as you want it to be, I guess. Like, the skillet is meant for a practice board. That is really it. It's still a fun project. It still works. You can still use it as a keyboard. But yeah, the moving out situation, when we finally did get to move out of that place. Do you guys want to hear this? I don't even. Do you guys want to hear this story? Again, I may have told you guys this, but I don't remember now. Works by reversing and refrigerate. Oh, true. I guess that would work. Oh. Very interesting. Thought we joined us from here yapped like 2 hours. Okay, let me tell you guys the story then. So when we were moving out, you have to book, like, at least here, you have to book the elevator. And then when you book an elevator to move out, they give you, like, padding for the elevator, right? And you're only allowed to use the elevator for a small period of time. And it's not a dedicated elevator, the place we were in. It's like an elevator where there's foot traffic from people trying to get to their condo units. We booked the elevator for the max amount of allotted time, which was, I believe, 2 hours. We rented a truck to store, to put the stuff in. We pulled up with the truck. No, there's no utility elevators from where we were. So we pulled up to the truck, and this is the truck here, right? There's a bay door, there's a loading bay, there's another door, and then there's elevators over here. We started to bring everything down the moment our 2-hour window started. The guy who was monitoring us said, you aren't allowed to open this bay door until you load the loading bay with all your stuff. Because we don't want people to come in through this bay door for security reasons. We were so pissed off. And we kind of got angry. We're just like, you want us to organize our stuff a second time here and then reorganize it inside the truck. How are we going to do that in 2 hours? And they just shrugged. We did the best that we could. We got about an hour and 20 minutes in, and we weren't even close to, like, because again, you're kind of having to organize in like this section over here first. Let me switch back to the other camera. So we started organizing, and then one of my buddies who was helping me move just basically is like, what the fuck are we doing? Fuck this. And he opened up the bay door and he starts loading the truck. The guy comes in and he's like, you can't be doing that. And we're just like, we are going to run out of time. Go fuck yourself. In a very nice way. And when this was happening, he started kind of looking at his watch and started looking at the time. And dude, I'm going to be honest, we weren't going to make the time frame at this point here. So we were kind of tossing things in because it was 10 minutes to, and then I went up to the guy, or sorry, it was 20 minutes to, and I went up to the guy and I was like, listen, man, can you give us 30 minutes, an extra 30 minutes? Like this whole, and I explained to him this whole like loading this and then loading that, like absolute stupidity. What's fucked up too is we noticed someone who was on the loading bay, like a few doors from us, also moving. They had the door open the entire time. So I brought that up too. I'm like, you let them move out with the loading bay open. You told us not to do it. So I don't know if this is some like personal thing you're doing to us right now. I'm like, but like, we need an extra 30 minutes for what you made us do. He looks at his like calendar and he's like, all right, you can have an extra 30 minutes. No problem. So this point here, I think we all calmed down a little bit and we were starting to organize the truck. 2 o'clock, I think it was 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock here. At the end of our time allotment, there was a lady who comes up to us. She pulled up with a car in another truck and she goes, I'm supposed to move in this loading bay. Are you guys done? We need to get in here now. And I was like, well, the guard said, he said we have 30 minutes. I went up to the guard and he's like, you guys have to get out now. There's another person. And I was like, bro, you fucking just told us 30 extra minutes. And I was like fuming pissed off. And he just, again, shrugged. So we ended up just like literally, and we actually, I think we damaged a few things like of our stuff. We had to literally toss everything in to the loading truck and just get out. Yeah, I honestly, everything about that condo towards the end pissed me the fuck off, dude. Everything. Gotta love moving. Yeah, it was probably one of the most terrible experiences just because of like how unorganized it was. And we tried to make it organized. And what's crazy is like, I don't think we should have been in a spot to be the one trying to organize things. Like that should have been them since it's their loading bay. But they didn't care. Like these are people who just don't give a shit. So send them a bill for your time. Honestly, I should have. When I was in, it was a condo. It usually takes a whole day for me and my roommate to move and we don't even have a lot of stuff. 2 hours is crazy. Yeah, and I had to bring like almost every person that I knew who was willing to help that day. That's it, man. I'm waiting for a coffee shipment and I'm appreciative of the Alex reminder to own things and not have things own me. Dude, so important, bro. Own your stuff, don't have them own you. Big, important. Love that you are like aware of that. Yeah, like I next time we move, If we have, which this time we probably won't have like an allotment of time. But if we're ever in a condo in the future, I am not putting up with that shit. I think I put up with it a little bit because this is my first time moving out of a condo. But I am never, ever putting up with that bullshit again. Ever. Moving from Toronto to Vancouver. I hope Vancouver's nice. I've never been personally. We hired 3 guys to help us move last time. Best $1,600 I've spent since they carried everything up 3 flights of stairs. You know, Cup, there's a small part of me that... Not this time here. Like, this time here I think it'll be more peaceful since we don't share a loading bay or anything. But, like, again, if we're ever in that situation, I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to hire people to help move. I should have done it last time because I feel like they're obviously going to be way more experienced. For us, it was kind of like solving a jigsaw puzzle sometimes. I can only assume Vancouver is nice, and with how much Northern Laren talks it up. Yeah, but I've heard it's like every other place. Like there's certain areas of Vancouver that are absolutely beautiful. All right, we're good. These are all actuating. All of it's beautiful. Damn. But Toronto Raptors. Toronto has its beautiful areas as well. I will admit though, parts of this city have become so bland and sterile and like very corporate that I don't enjoy. Like I used to, dude, I'm telling you, I used to love just roaming downtown because there was just always something interesting. There's a lot of very like cookie cutter corners of Toronto now that feel like they have no character or have lost all their character. I get a little bored, and I think like even a very important aspect of downtown, which is the like corporate area of downtown, has become so sterile looking. It's not fun to roam around anymore, you know? Unspoken Bond? Oh, wow. Has anyone watched Ludwig and Michael Reeves Across China with no map or translation app? Yeah, stuff like that does seem really fun. How do we like the case in the 70? The case seems really, really pretty. The only thing I'm a little concerned about with the keyboard right now is this. Right, this little guy right over here. However, I think we can maybe skip on doing this little gasket point. Everything else in the case looks fantastic. One little small design aspect I don't love is just the word infinite, but I think this is arguably very subjective on the case over here. The case is very pretty though. I think the pricing is good for this too. Again, aluminum's been going up recently. We have to be understanding that. I think this is $265 in its most expensive configuration. I'm fine with it being $265. Wish they gave me the pink version. The pink version's very, very cool looking. I dripped a drop. What you drinking? I'm actually drinking an energy mixture right now because I am falling asleep today. I had bad sleep again last night. I think I slept for maybe 4 hours. Better than the other day, though. The other day it was a tough one to get to bed. Also, reminder, because I had someone send me in a form today to repair some stuff. If you guys are ever building hot swap PCBs, okay? So if you guys see these L-shaped black pieces on the back, please support your sockets. All right, so that means either you can lay it down nicely on something like this cork pad or even the desk pad. If you're still concerned, grab your finger, place it behind this and push it in. Please support your sockets. Don't install your switches while you have it in the case. I've seen a few people kind of get testy about like blaming certain things on, you know, the design of the keyboard when it comes down to like popping the sockets. Can I be honest? It's something that typically only happens when you install them incorrectly. Like, there is a correct way to do this. I know they're hot swap and you'd think like, oh yeah, it's so easy just to pop. It's something I recommend you still support. It's still a part that can break. Okay? Did the storm keep you up? You know, I think a little bit, XM. A little bit. Pop sockets are usually a skill issue. Yeah, it's just something I see and I saw yesterday, and I've been seeing every now and then, and it seems like, you know, now's a good time to remind people, support your sockets. It is hard to replace sometimes. What's up, Pan? How you doing, man?
Good evening. Glad
Good
I
evening.
caught the stream today.
It is something that can happen sometimes. You can repair it if you don't rip off the contact pad. And the problem is, a lot of the times when you improperly put in a switch and it tears off, I would say it's not even 50-50. I almost say like 70-30. You're going to tear off the contact pad. And then, yes, you can even damage traces, which makes even things more annoying. So, thank you again, Pan. Appreciate you, man. So easy to happen when so many creators on Instagram and show them adding switches well in the case. Yeah. Anyways, just remember, it's just good to do that, you know. Shit, what's in the tool? I forgot to check what's in here. Oh my god, the usual Gray Studios assortment of accessories. Love it, love it. What are these? Are these just... Oh, these are for stabilizers. We have feet. Gaskets. Or not gaskets, some other stuff there. Here are the gaskets. I think these are more diffusers. This is if you want to use the standoffs. They do a really good job of how they manage their standoffs. They're silicone. And then these are just spare screws. Sometimes like on Glorious boards, I think it's a design error. I had the PCB laid down, it still came loose. I wonder if Glorious though has like legit issues with how they designed the PCB though. Because it really shouldn't pop off when you lay it down. So yeah, I would probably say it's probably something to do with an actual issue with Glorious boards then. Which, I mean, am I surprised? I feel like a kind of negative Nancy of me, but am I surprised? Not really. I've been doing the direct switch swap for years now on so many boards. You have to be careful, but the risks are low if you do things right. I would argue for anybody, a low risk is still a risk. Get your risk down to 0. Just support your sockets. That's my argument there. It takes a few extra seconds to do. Metal washers, I remember that. That was funny as frick. What about when you are testing spacebar switches? Well, I typically test spacebar switches, and I already know the risk I'm running. If I were to break something while I'm testing things, it's on me. If you are forced to not open the case, what I'd recommend is just inspecting your switch and making sure both pins are extremely straight. And then you can do this little dance with your switch by lightly laying it in and then getting it so it sits perfectly and pushing it in uniformly. But the problem lies not so much with that. The problem lies with sometimes housings are a little tight on certain pieces or on certain plates, in which you might be forced to put a lot of pressure and not realize you're not aligned. So there is some more stuff that can go in with possibly damaging something that way. Just my 2 cents. Glorious fell off so hard. Yeah, Glorious made a reputation where their reputation was, I would say, almost, not in a bad way, but taking an existing product and then making it, in quotations, better and cheaper. Which, for the most part, I would say they kind of did that with some of their devices. Like some of their mice at the beginning. They took what was Final Mouse, and they make Final Mouse stuff cheaper. Except they made their own spin on the design. I think towards the end of their life cycle, Glorious lost the plot. And in my humble opinion, started to get to a point where they'd say things and then not mean them. For me, even outside of the issues I had, they did this thing where they had announced and they made fun of, because they were trying to be edgy, they made fun of group buys. Only for them to offer a group buy for one of their products, not even, I feel like, a month later. So for me, Glorious had this issue of just doing whatever was trendy. I remember that low blow, yeah. And then they literally were like, by the way, we're offering this like group buy pre-order for one of our products. So they hit weird lows with a lot of things. And it just kind of makes you shake your head sometimes, you know? Really does. Really makes you go, what are they doing right now, dude? It was for a mouse, I think, or a pack of switches or something. It was one of the two. How you doing, Greyland? How you doing, man? I will never understand the cheese grater mice. Death Adder V4 is my absolute favorite. It's a way to shave down some weight, but ultimately there's obviously companies who are getting to low weights of mice without having to shave down things. Also, I think it's an aesthetic thing. I don't really care too much for the holes in mice. It doesn't really bug me none. Some would argue that the intrinsic issue with the company based on the cringiest way to describe PC gaming. Yeah, I think there's obviously deeper set issues. One thing that I'll never forget too was they had mentioned that they had sent the GMK Pro to a bunch of specialist keyboard reviewers to get feedback. And this was after I gave my review on it, where I mentioned like it made no sense why there was gaskets when the gaskets didn't do anything. You had to double up the gaskets, like they were too thin. And they had mentioned in like a thing to me saying, oh yeah, they had sent over this keyboard to other keyboard specialists in the hobby. I went and asked everybody I knew who was doing keyboard content at the time, did you get a board from Glorious to review ahead of time? Simple yes or no. I understand there was probably NDAs, but they could have just said yes or no, and everyone said no. Never heard of it before it was given as a content creator thing. It's just like lying at that point there, you know, like you didn't send this to anybody, so don't say you did. PC gaming is just like soldered keyboards, superior in every way. Damn, did I ask Tim? No. Tim is a Escape from Tarkov iPad streamer. Tim does not review keyboards. Tim was not the first person that came to my mind. I was like, this guy plays Escape from Tarkov. Do Steam Decks count as PC gaming? No, I don't think so. I don't think so, right? A few times I went to Micro Center and saw people almost buy a Glorious board and had to save them from themselves. Yeah. Handheld PC gaming? Does the Steam Deck count as PC gaming? What do you guys feel about that? New topic. What's everyone's thoughts? I don't know. Like, for me, it's a handheld. Yeah, like, When I think of PC gaming, I'm thinking you have whatever computer with a mouse and a keyboard. But maybe I'm being a little bit biased. Maybe the definition of personal computing can be related to a Steam Deck. I don't know. Keychron has gotten very expensive in store as well. Whenever I visit any of like the Best Buys or like Canada Computers here, I kind of look at some of the prices for these things and I'm like, dude, you could literally get such a much better keyboard online from a smaller retailer. But I mean, that's the whole point. You buy them from these bigger retailers. They do have decent warranty on a lot of these things, especially from like the major brands, so I get it. They sell Crush 80s at Micro Center? Damn, really? Bridge 75 for $100 was the best deal I had on a key. Good board too. Keychron got really expensive, and I've heard their QC rather, but their support has been off kilter a little bit too. If PC gaming is only about using keyboard/mice, then why are PC gamers doing when they have a controller? Okay, wait. Pause. I think more so, that's what I'm picturing, but I think PC gaming for me is just having a computer device that is plugged into a monitor. Fuck, maybe this is wrong. Because what about an all-in-one? You know, like, I don't know. It's a weird definition. Yeah, you're right. It could be all those things. I don't know, guys. Computer device? Yeah. I don't know, man. Having a device you have control over how it works for your gaming. Technically everything you have control over, though. There are options for everything. It depends on the amount of options. Apologies for wrecking Alex by asking philosophy questions. You're all good, dude. That's a console. It's not that deep. Tell me you control Switch 2. Okay, whoa. Nintendo's off the table. We don't talk about Nintendo in this stream. Off the table. Nintendo products are not even real products, in my opinion. They're gaslighting us with really, really, really overpriced tech. That too. Let's just call it a handheld PC. I agree. We're off the table with criticizing Nintendo. They might get a little offended and sue me or something. Nintendo gonna sue? Yeah, I'm concerned. Where was that big diffuser I saw? You can still get a Keychron V Ultra Series, which is ZMK keyboard for $120. You can download the case files, then make your own PCB. Make your own design with their PCB. That's interesting. Oh, this is a giant piece of the size of this diffuser. Wow. Does it go like this? I think so, right? So let's open the case.
Steam is one platform in PC. If Steam Deck is PC gaming, then if Epic and GOG released Q handheld, would you also call it PC gaming? You can watch movies on your phone, but you don't call that going to the movie theater. Also frick Nintendo.
Fuck, I don't know, man. Oh, this is hurting my brain a lot. I don't want to talk about it anymore. This is like the whole sandwich hot dog situation. I'm done. I don't want to give my opinion on stuff anymore. Here, I'm done. I'm over it. Opinions on the Seal 80 Alu. I think the Seal 80 Alu is very much worth the price. I don't think the PC version's worth it, though. I kind of hated the PC version. I think I was very glad when we got to do another reattempt at building it with the PC. Oh, there's 2 feet color too. That's nice to see. Alex introduces topic, runs away 2 minutes later because it hurts his head. Yep. It's the truth. Bro, you know what Xbox ads campaign might actually make sense? Maybe. Today I learned Macs are capable of PC gaming. I still think a Mac is considered a PC, no? I think we've kind of merged the word PC with Windows. Mac is bad? I'm on Mac right now, man. Easy there, Mr. Streamer. I like my Mac Studio, man. Hey, you know what? My M chip is real powerful. Mac Studio has swag ports? What's that? However, great value on some of their stuff. Apple Silicon is impressive. Dude, I gotta say, the M1 chip, still to this day, like I gave my M1 Studio to my mom and dad. It still feels like brand new. Like it runs so well. I think the M chip series is fantastic from Apple. Really, really well done. Like, it's something that it's hard to describe. Like, I've never heard my Mac Studio ever, once, under even a lot of stress. I've never heard it run the fans. Like, never. The cooling in these units are fantastic. Like, everything about this unit I've been in love with. It's been a great experience using the Mac Studios with the M chip series stuff. Very, very good experience. Oh, damn it, I just dropped a screw. Apple becoming the best on any budget wasn't my 2026 bingo card, but anyone denying it is living in a delusion. I mean, even my girlfriend's using a M1 series, or no, I think she's using M2 series MacBook Air, and I gotta admit, man, the MacBook Air is insane, dude. Like the M chip in that thing for how small it is and just like how thin it is, crazy. The Neo is interesting. It's not an M chip. I think it's what their mobile chip. The Neo is fantastic though. Like I got to try one of those at one of the Apple stores recently. For what it is and the price point, man, it's fantastic. Like you're not finding good Windows devices at that particular price point. I'm sorry, you aren't. And most of them fucking suck. Like it has a good display. It has like a good case. It's fantastic product, really, from Apple, man. Sponsored by Apple? I wish I was sponsored by Apple, man. I really do. I hear they're already running low on the Neo chips because how popular it's been. Dude, the lineup to look at the Neo stuff, and this was like a few weeks after it released. Like, I went last week just to go look. I wanted to see. Holy shit, the lineup of people waiting to go look at those things was crazy. And you know what? They did a good job of making cool colors and everything too. And honestly, well done. Well done by Apple. What's in this package here? They don't have the packages labeled. So I think these are... Oh, these go in here. Okay. So we have some press-in silicone diffusers here. This one here is not pressing in very nicely. Perfect. So an A chip is good enough for a laptop with macOS, but macOS is not good enough to run it on a tablet with an M chip. I don't know about Apple's philosophy with their iPads, though. It beats me. Beats me. But you know what? I'll be honest. iPads are really cool and all. It's my least used... Like, tablets are my least used device ever that I've ever purchased in my entire life. It's a sponsored stream today, Oz. Yeah, I've never used it. Like, I've owned an iPad. I have one iPad I've ever bought. Never fucking use it. I thought I'd use it. Never do. The only time I've ever used it realistically was there was a few times where I needed an extra display, and it worked really nicely with the display, you know, with the Apple stuff. It just like pops up as a second display. And then I proceed to close it, and then it goes back onto the shelf, and I never use it again. That's it. I guess they're good for like meetups and small presentation things, I suppose. Alrighty, let's get the gaskets on. I don't like Apple because of the large amount of cringe kids using them to push out kids that use Android. I don't think it's Apple's fault though. I think that's just people. Here are the gaskets. So I think we've seen this before on Gray Studio stuff. These look very familiar. I forget which board ran these kind of like pillar silicone gaskets here. But this works well because you don't necessarily need to use them on everything. Was it the Space 82? This gives the mounting points some space, some breathing room. So if you decided, hey, you know what, like this mounting point is not for me, like you don't have to put it in and feel bad about it. And these should offer some flexibility as well. Some very, very half decent flexibility. Although, let's see, how do we effectively put these in? I think there's a way to do this. There we go. Apple's marketing team leans into the sense of prestige, which leads that attitude. It's not their intent. Maybe old marketing from Apple. I don't know if I get the same vibe from that from new marketing from Apple. Like, you remember the whole Apple marketing with the PC guy and the Mac guy? It's literally green bubble versus blue bubble. That's it. Yeah, I don't know if that's a sense of prestige, though. I would argue that, like, it doesn't fucking matter anymore with RCS. Like, it is? Really? I don't look at it like that. Hang out with kids? Dude, I maybe would have thought that, but now that everything has RCS, like, I don't give a shit. Whatever you have, I can see if you read it, seen it. They hate androids? Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, we just heard the pogo pin click. Good, good, good. Oh, there's already one plugged into here, so we don't need... This is a spare, I guess. There's already one already in this. Kids are not keeping Apple afloat. Who knows? Maybe they are. I don't know about that one. What are your thoughts on the Fuji XS20? Let me go check. Let me see. One second. Let's see. Here is a Fuji XS20. XS20. Will it turn on? You heard the turn on, right? You heard the turn on? I have to unplug the battery now for a second. 1 second. Let me try one more time. Didn't turn on again. Let me try one more time. One more time. It don't work. It's an okay camera. I think it's great for what it is. I've recently become a little bit deterred from some of the Fuji lineup, parts of the Fuji lineup. I think the Fuji lineup right now, the better cameras are probably going to be like the XT series. Like the XS series are all right, but I honestly at this point here, like just get an XT5 at that point there. Like unless you want some of the video aspects of this, which I think the XT5 has anyways. I've had very many Fuji failures. Here are all the Fuji failures that I have. We got this guy. We got this guy. All these are dead. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have any good new things to say about the XT5? It's fine. I don't know, like, I haven't used it as much as I'd like. But, I mean, the XE5 is pretty. I will say it's not very ergonomic. You're going to have to purchase something to make the XE5 a little bit more ergonomic, because this is a larger lens. Ergonomic. Did I say ergonomic? Whatever. This is a larger lens on it, right? I have nothing really to grip. They have this like terrible excuse for a hand grip here, which honestly the camera would look better if they just didn't include this. It's not super comfy to hold. Like, honestly, what I've noticed over the long-term shooting with this is I have to almost shoot this, even with a smaller lens, like this. Like, I'm constantly forced to use two hands. To a certain degree, I do think if you don't plan on buying multiple lenses, just get the X100. This is probably the overall better purchase. And this has a lot more features. Also, this is a great investment to just buy a thumb like thing here. Why do I keep getting Fuji stuff? This is not mine. This is my girlfriend's. This one I bought because I still like shooting Fuji, and this is my only working Fuji camera. So that is all I have. I have 3 working cameras that I have for myself, being a Leica, a Fuji, and a Hasselblad. There's no ad. Oh my god, dude. I literally told you not to buy the other Fuji cameras, and it's a hashtag ad. Don't get me wrong. I really do like the Fuji lineup. I think there's a lot to really enjoy about it. However, I do think Fuji's ergonomics for their smaller cameras are piss poor. I get why. How do you find the XF56? So that's not mine. That's a friend's that I'm borrowing. I like it a lot. The autofocus is horrendous, though. Horrendous. That's not the new 56. And then I think the other thing why I keep going back to Fuji is because as much as I love editing, there's a point to where I got to where I don't want to edit a whole bunch of photos every single time I go out with friends. So that's that. Like, literally that's that. It's just nice to have to go out and then, because here's what happens in like personal experience. We'll go out, we'll do something. I don't even get home yet, and it's like, can you send me the photos? And then I kind of feel pressured to sit there and edit like 50 photos or like apply whatever thing and go through them. I don't even want to do that. I just literally port it all to my phone at that point there and then text everybody. So, is this back portion removable? Like the weight over here, quotations weight? Yes, you can take that off. Although I don't see that I don't think you need to. All right. Let's go find some keycaps. I'll put all this stuff away, and then we will build this up in its final little part over here. Yeah. So again, I like Fuji for that reason. But yeah, I don't think Fuji is my long-term camera choice. This is why I have not purchased literally any lenses for Fuji except for the ones I've already had. I have a 35mm Fuji lens, and then the one that came with the XE5, and that's it. I don't think it's my long-term camera. And I think another part of me is also, yeah, I'm a little bit upset with the Fuji lineup sometimes too. Like, the apps don't work very well. Do you know how many times where I want to send photos to my phone and then suddenly I have to forget the device and then repair it to my phone for no reason at all? And then the price you're paying for some of these things too, it's like, it's frustrating because the XE5 is not cheap. The whatever it is, XV106 is not cheap. What is this beaut? This is the new Infinite 70. 100% on the apps for Fuji. Such a pain. They're terrible. Dang, they don't have AirDrop? No, they still make you have an app to connect to, but all these camera brands do. I don't know if Nikon or Canon has changed recently, but even like Leica, they make you connect to their app. At least this app's not that bad, but like the Fuji app is horrendous. I have some issues with the Leica app. The other one is terrible. It's because Apple doesn't let them AirDrop. Well, I don't know if Apple's... Sony's is also pretty bad too. I have the Sony app because of the FX30. Also pretty bad. Alright, let me go find a keycap set real quick. I know what I want to use, I just need to find it. Although I don't know if it's in here. It's not. So I wonder what board it's on. Uh-oh. I used this recently. Canon app makes you log into an account now? Oh, get out of here, really? Okay, the Fuji one I don't need an account. I can just use the Fuji one. I think I'd be pretty annoyed if I had to log into an app every single time. That would certainly piss me off. Let's use Miklon. Someone mentioned Miklon, we can use Miklon. I wanted to use the Wob Cyrillic Red, but I don't know where the keycap set is. Check pinned. Oh my god, dude. Can you let this go? Oh, please. I don't have any new sets right now. Well, I have one new set, but it wouldn't look good on this. Are wireless SD cards still a thing? Wireless SD cards? I don't know. Has that ever been a thing? Oh my god. Itchbin, thank you so much for the 5, dude. Been following you for years now. I was wondering if it would be super interesting to get a video showing all your personal keeps. That is in the works. I do want to make like a giant showcase thing, but I was also thinking that would be really fun to do as a live stream so people can talk, you know? So it's not just like a video format. That would be really cool to get like actual live feedback. But thank you, man. I appreciate the kind words. The stream would be like 5 hours. I think that would be a fun stream. Maybe we can do that for like my birthday or something. Was there wireless SD cards? I really don't remember. You know what I really like that I want to see more camera companies do is the internal storage like built in. Like, I know this is kind of stretching it, but like Leica and Hasselblad both have internal storage. It is so handy. So handy to have like 500 gigs or whatever just like built into the camera. Yeah, I agree. You're honestly influencing 90% of my purchases, so thank you for being a part of my monthly debt. Oh my god, dude. Well, I appreciate you for being here and supporting the channel. I do appreciate it, man. Very kind of you, dude. And I hope you've been enjoying the hobby. Zeiss was almost making some kind of camera like that. What happens when the internal solid state drives dies? I mean, you just get it repaired, but do you know how it's so fucking convenient, dude? It is such a nice feeling because there's been a few times where I've legit like not brought enough cards, or I just forget it. And it's been nice just having like to take the camera out without having to think about that, you know? It's purely a convenience thing. Purely it. Do you think it's better for a pre-built Overture over bare bones? I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with going with the pre-built. I think the bare bones makes more sense for you if you didn't like the foamy build of the Overture pre-built. I'm on team just get what's more affordable, because you do have to buy extra stuff for getting a bare bones kit that might cost you more in the long run. But also, like, if you want to enjoy the process of building your board, it's a no-brainer. Just get the bare bones. You can still tinker with the pre-built one, by the way. Absolutely a fantastic purchase still. The pre-built one for the Overture also comes with really good switches, so you can't even complain. Like, it's a good pickup. Another quick question: thoughts on Newfie boards? Newfie boards. I think they're hit and miss depending on the unit. They're pretty good. I mean, like, I haven't had a bad experience with them yet, but there are some boards which they produce, which, I mean, visually don't make a crap ton of sense, I guess, or, like, I don't know, just design-wise, I'm just not into. I followed your last stream while building the Paper 65, and you talked about your income and stuff. Was I still shocked by it? IMO, you deserve so much more. Love from Germany. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, keyboard. I mean, I don't really dive into the more mainstream part of the keyboard hobby, so I don't think I'll ever hit that level of success like Hippio or someone does, but I have no want to do some of that stuff. Every now and then I'll review a board that's a bit more mainstream because of requests, but yeah, I don't know. It's not for me, I guess. I like this side of the hobby. It's more my thing. Oh, this is a good choice, actually. Good call on going this keycap set. Do you think the Roller V2s and Nixies will be a better fit for the float? I'm not 100% sure. I think the Roller V2s would be fun. Might be a bit loud, though. Also, Itchbit, thank you so much for the 5 gifted, man. Thank you, dude. Very, very kind. Really appreciate it, man. Thank you, bro. I kind of got Thok fatigue due to all the mainstream creators pushing the sound. Who's more mainstream these days? I know Hippio. I don't know if Switching Click's 100% doing keyboards anymore. I think No Accents. Ooh, do we do No Accents? I don't think I'm mainstream. I'll tell you guys right now, like, the views that we get on keyboards don't correlate to mainstream. It's still the same old views we've gotten forever. So I don't think it's completely hitting the channels where it needs to go into the algorithm or whatever. Switching Click does keep stuff, but it is expanded to general tech. I've seen some of that, yeah. Glarsis is more mainstream. I would consider Glarsis more of entertainment, though. I don't think he does, like, a lot of, like, tech reviews. He kind of does skits and stuff, right? Love Glarsis for what he does, though. Squashy is definitely a big name. Thank you, Omni. I appreciate the kind words. He's funny, yeah. Good guy, too. You're the calmest and most honest in my... wait, sorry. But you may be... Oh, I cannot read today. Oh my god, my brain's fried. But you are the calmest, in my opinion, the most honest. Thank you, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I think a lot of the mainstream dudes are general tech creators. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of, like, general tech stuff that tend to get into keyboards too, which is, like, totally awesome. I want to see more of that, but I don't think there's a lot of, like, focus on it from general people. It's kind of just like when a keyboard comes their way. Oh, this is looking, honestly, this is looking very fancy. I like this. I've been looking for an FRL TKL for a long time now. I wanted the TKD Cycle 7. Well, this is a little more expensive than 220, just by like a hair, but I think this is still a good pickup. We'll see how it sounds, though. We'll see how it sounds before we jump to conclusions. Yeah, do you like them? They're really cute, no? They're really, really cute. Oh, this needs to go back in the box. How you doing? Finally caught a stream. It was really cool meeting you at the Keyboard Meetup 2025. I'll be there again this year, I think. Oh, wait. Are you talking about the Novel Keys one or the Toronto one? I forget which one's called what now. You're the goat man. When I started watching vids about Keebs, it was only mainstream creators, which I didn't really show anything, just anything deep, just scratching on the surface since I discovered you. I found the right content creator for this hobby. Thank you, Egon. I appreciate the kind words. Thank you. I try. I appreciate you guys liking my stuff. I always do. I want to come to an EU meet. It's really just, like I said, I think I have my own problem here, but I kind of overdo it with work sometimes. Oh, my stomach is growling like crazy. What am I missing here? I'm missing the 9 key. Oh, the one in West Virginia. Yeah, that was a good, honestly, last year's was such a good meetup, dude. Good weather stuff too. Do you see yourself still creating content on a keyboard in 5 years? I mean, I have always been one to really just stick into my hobbies. I don't jump around a lot.
Alex, what do you prefer, linear, tactile, or clicky switches?
Thank you for the 3. I like linear. I don't mind a good tactile, and it's very rare that I'll go for a clicky. You know what I'm actually a big fan of that I don't do a lot on stream, only because not a lot of people care? Silence. I think silence switches are really good. I use silence quite often just because my girlfriend's a very light sleeper, and I know my stomach is growling like crazy. I didn't eat much today. My girlfriend's a light sleeper, and there are some nights where like I would like to stay up and play games, and let me tell you, it does help. We don't live in a big place, so she can hear when I type on the keyboard. It is nice to have. Like, it really is. And you can get some like really good silent stuff as well. Like, really good. Okay, I need one more control, and then I need the pipe key, I think. Pipe key. Where the fuck is that? Okay, we'll look at that in a second. What do I need over here? I need page up and page down, right? Delete. Home. End and page down. Why do you hate clickies? I don't hate clickies. I just don't use them very often. That's all. Been in the hobby for almost 5 years now and still only use hotspot because I guess I'm too scared of soldering. It is 1,000 worth it. It's so worth the try, dude. It's not so much that you should be scared or nervous about it. I do think there is an element of nerve-wrackingness that will always come with doing something like that. But I think there's a level of accomplishment that I think only, like, and I hate saying this because everyone's going to make fun of me probably, but there is a level of, I did this when you do something like that. Like, you have, like, this little thing where it's like, I took the chance and I learned something new. And even now, like, soldering for 5+ years now with keyboards, I still get that feeling. I still get the I did this feeling, like, oh wow, this turned out really good. I'm so proud of myself for soldering this. Also, it's a very good translatable skill. Hear me out, man. I have repaired things that I never thought I could do, knowing how to solder. Page up is the last key I need here. Page up, page up, page up. Oh, I think I want to use this page down, the pink one. Oh no, that's the wrong profile. This is also the wrong profile, I think. I built dozens of hotspot boards that didn't hit as much with pride. Dude, that's how I feel, man. But it's not as popular. It's definitely not something people tend to like go out of their way for to get solder. And I don't think it's a dying thing in the hobby, but I almost do feel like less and less people are inclined to buy it these days. Where's the page up? Why am I struggling to find page up right now? Page up, page up. That's page down. That's also page down. That's also page down. Pardonnez-moi. Where the fuck is this thing? I should organize this keycap set. You know what? I'm a little too lazy right now to find it. We're just putting this artisan over here. Fudge it. Oh, this is a page up. That's my mistake. This is the wrong profile for page up. Should be a page down. Whatever. I'm just gonna put that there. We'll call it a day. Oh wait, no. Page up is right there. I see them both now. I see them both. They were hiding. One was flipped upside down. Right here. Got it. We're good. Although, you know what? I want to put the artisan on the escape. This is such a cool little metal artisan for Miquelon. I know. This keycap set is a little messy. I'm sorry. Just leave that there for now. Fuck it. I'll clean it up later. All right. Well, what do we think? I wish GMK packaging wasn't so ass. I've said that for a while. You forgot the DB? I did not. It's Pogo Pin connector. Don't try to trick me. I know your games. It does look good, right? Actually, I really want to see the RGB on this. Really, really do. Okay, my cable is snagged on something right now. I need to fix that later. As per usual, I would honestly say that they do RGB very tastefully on this board. I was a little concerned these would show on the sides. They don't, because there is two little pieces of RGB that kind of poke out over here. And I was worried there'd be some bleed. Cool. Is it only, sorry, is it RGB accents only? What do you mean by that, OQ? You like GMK packaging? I don't like GMK packaging, I hate it. It's the worst. Who paid you to say that? Did I say I like it? I don't like it. Looks good, a little slightly futuristic? I think so. Very pretty. I love the color of this. The color is just hitting on this burgundy, dude. So, before we type in it, the only thing I think that really stood out, this little washer is pissing me off here, that I didn't love about the board was truly, and this is such a small detail, the Phillips head screws in the inside. I feel like it'd be really nice to see those replaced. I feel like most keyboard projects at this day and age, like if you have Phillips head screws anywhere that is accessible that you need to like, you know, take apart at one point in time to access stuff. Just why? What for? Other than that, the board itself has really good front height, you know, 19.6. Not really good, but it's like good enough. Type angle 7 degree is nice. It is all aluminum. $250 to start is a good price point as well. There's like 15 plus colors they're offering. Let's see how this types. Maybe we'll have some more criticism here. Looks-wise, I think that's subjective. I like the way this looks. You may not like the way this looks. And also layout-wise, this is subjective. The only thing I wish they'd offer is a solder PCB so we can have a few more options for those who want split right shift, for those who want split backspace. It's always a bit of a miss when a keyboard company doesn't offer a solderable option, in my humble opinion. But they did a lot of things right with this board. The internals seem really nice as well. Let's see how this types. These are M3 switches on the aluminum plate. Holy crap, M3s are loud. Yeah, yep. I would say the alphas sound nice. I like the spacebar, but I think that's just the M3 spacebar. We can try with a cherry switch, so it's more in line with what we're normally used to. Let's see the mods. Very balanced spacebar, though. Good arrow keys. It sounds nice and full. This spacebar is something that I probably wouldn't use in the long term. This is an M3 spacebar. Let's try a cherry. Let's try something else. I know we just talked about not doing this, but I'm going to do it just for the sake of the speed of the stream. We can try a few different spacebars. I have a whole bunch of options here. We can try a milky yellow to start. Pretty standard option here. Feels way more balanced and in line with the board. I am noticing this spacebar is a little bit more deep. It's not as poppy as some other spacebars we've had in the past. You know, I don't mind that for tonality though. I think it doesn't need to be poppy. I think it can have its own identity and be a bit more deep sounding, which I think they're doing well here. Let's try an Obscura, because I feel like an Obscura will still match the loudness that the alphas offer. But the M3 is definitely sharp. I really like these M3 alphas. It's a fun switch, actually. So loud. They're fun. They're fun switches. We can try. I think I have electric waves still. Let's try an electric wave switch. I think this will also be very in line with the M3s, maybe. Oh, actually, this is quite nice. It's not super different from this. I feel like it's a little bit less sharp. Yeah, the electric wave spacebar kind of hits. Loud board though. Okay, so tonality wise, I'm noticing that the board does lean into a louder sound profile overall. I can tell. It does seem to offer a deeper spacebar sound opposed to something more, like maybe bad example, but I have a poppy manta. Where's my poppy manta that I had on my desk 2 seconds ago? I don't know where it is. A little bit like, here's a good example of like a poppy sound signature. You know? This is a bit more bassy, which I know a lot of people really like. The modifiers themselves all sound pretty good. Like there's no resonance, nothing I'm hearing like that. I think those pillar gaskets really did well here. Comfort-wise, I mean, yeah, if you don't put the spacebar gasket in, this is a bit of a softer type. I would still call this my standard, like, medium in between. Not stupidly bouncy like most keyboards try to be sometimes, but yeah, I think this sounds overall pretty good. Yeah, you can not like the spacebar too. I wouldn't say this is like the traditional like poppy spacebar. Alex, why is Simon bad at building the Seal 80? Did something happen? Simon, is okay? Is everything okay? Honestly, I had to build it twice too, though. The first time I built the Seal 80 was the polycarbonate version, and I really didn't like it. It was very flat sounding, and also kind of like resonant in a way. Which one did he build? Oh, the PC one? I didn't like the PC one. Did he build a PC one too? The aluminum one honestly sounded so much better. PC with Blue Alps. I want to see how that sounds. I should go check his stream later. Did it sound good in the PC unit? Also, I think what buffer strip did he use? Because it sounded 110. See how that sounds? You guys know what I mean. Hear how that sounds on his stream. Oh my god, being pedantic about that. The white ones? Was it the plastic one? Yeah, I used the copper ones, and I think that also didn't help much either. Yeah, Sensei I think gave me a polycarbonate unit with metal buffer strips or something. I don't know. It sounded alright. I like the aluminum one I ended up rebuilding. It was way better. You're gonna love the half of the stream we spent ruining his switches than fixing them. What'd he do? Definitely not copper. Sensei said that copper doesn't do much with the aluminum case. Oh, I don't know. I use the metal strips in the polycarbonate one. The plastic ones ended up being in the aluminum one. Did you try a cherry for the spacebar? No, I haven't got there yet. We'll try a cherry now. Also, Simon, thank you so much for the raid. I hope the stream ended up good, though. Even if it was a bit of a struggle for some. Dude, we all struggle sometimes. You can build 1,000 keyboards and still struggle a little bit. It's possible. Been there, done that. That's a TTC switch. All right, our last choice here would be cherry. Again, a bit of a deeper spacebar. Oh yeah. I wonder though, should I try the? Let me try the other gasket. This is extremely deep. I don't know if I like the cherry spacebar in this. I think I just preferred the long pole spacebars. I don't think it matches the alphas, maybe. Maybe that's what it is. I do want to just quickly add that last gasket in, see if that makes a big difference, although I wonder if that's just going to make the spacebar feel very stiff. It was very entertaining, especially seeing Simon drop lots of small switch bits on the floor. Poor Simon. I get the struggle. I'm not going to laugh, only because I get the struggle, dude. I respect the struggle there. Real? Yeah. Like that one time I was trying to straighten my spacebar, then it snapped into 2 pieces. I get the struggle, bro. There's a lot of cursing. I understand completely. All right, let's get one more of those gaskets. Where'd I put that? I'm gonna put that back in the case, didn't I? I did. As an Alps enjoyer, I like the seal Simon built sound it. Okay. I'll have to definitely check it out then. Whoever said Simon did bad building the seal, nah, that's just how Alps sounded in a modern case. I don't think they were saying about how it sounded. I think they were maybe saying more so about what happened while he was building it. But I think they were being sarcastic. I think they might have been being sarcastic a little. Simon is a legend. Always. Alright. I do think this is just a little bit of a quieter spacebar. Let me tune it up a little bit. Probably just the way that this all sits. Okay. Let's see. Plug this all back. See what this sounds like now that we add this extra pillar silicone gasket thing. Please get some peach cheesecake switches. I want a cheesecake for real though. I'll have to try them. I have to place some more orders with Unikeys. Alex, any advice for someone to know what plate and switch combo pairs with the board without buying all the options? It's honestly sometimes hard to tell. I would say there's safe options. Like one option that I feel like I always don't hate that's very safe, polypropylene plates. I feel like I've never gone wrong with a PP plate. Most boards I do with them have a very neutral sound profile. That way there, you get something that you know you're not going to like dislike. And PP can be kind of loud sometimes, depending on the switch you use. Ah, okay. Still around the same sound profile. I don't really like it with the bottom gasket. Not sound-wise, but feeling-wise. It definitely already has like a stiffer type and feels a bit fatiguing right when you press right over here. I'm iffy on that. I don't know how I feel about the extra gasket there. But then again, personal preference, I don't really like gaskets underneath the spacebar, so. I wonder though how this would sound with back with the M3 switch over here. This is still the cherry. This board is hot. Let me buy yours. Well, I can't sell this because I'm not sure if I have to give this back or not, but I'm pretty sure I get to keep this one here, but I'm still not sure. I overall don't think there's any major issues with the board. I think it has a decent sound profile to it. It's comfy to type on. The color options are great. Price point, I would say, makes sense for what this is. The RGB is a nice little touch if you're into that. I do think for an FRL TKL, you don't really see a crap ton of them come out. Good little pickup for 260. Or I guess 250 to start, because this is technically the 250 version. I don't think there's any like gotchas with this board or things that you should really look out for. The only thing is, look, you have to like the layout, you have to like the look. It doesn't seem to have a poppier spacebar if you're into that sound profile. Could you take off the spacebar thing from the plate? You mean the little piece there? Oh, you can just take, and it shouldn't affect the board at all. It doesn't seem to contact anything, or else you'd hear it. You can just not put the gasket in. Will this be in stock? This seems to be a pre-order. They're labeling it as a pre-order, and it looks like, where was the fulfillment? I just read it, and I just forgot. Let's see. There's a fulfillment time on the exclamation point build, if you scroll down a little bit. Fulfillment looks to be May 25th, so it seems to be like, what, a month? So these are probably already made, or at least close to being done. A month and a half estimated shipping date. Not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, I don't think this is a bad pickup. I mean, Gray Studios, though, again, going into context here, Gray Studios really hasn't done anything to truly let me down. They've been pretty not like inoffensive with keyboard builds over the years. You get some foam with this too. Like it's a good little package. Why does your hair always look so good? You think it looks good today? Even though it's a little bit... No, it's kind of sticking up in some places. Thanks, I appreciate the kind words, man. Thank you, dude. But yeah, overall, I'd say it's a pretty good one. You know, it's funny because we spent time with the Slate Zero recently and some other boards where I feel like I had a lot to say. I don't really have a lot to criticize on this board. I think it's pretty standard fare for what you're getting. Truly. I don't know. Again, some small things like Phillips head screws are a no-no. I would not like that in my board personally. But is it a deal breaker? Probably not. Miquelon is definitely S tier. It is a good set. Very good set. The burgundy is a good color too. The only thing I can really see people being turned off by this is no solder PCB, not a lot of crazy options on the hot swap PCB, and perhaps the futuristic vibe that you get from the board. Those are like the three main things that I would say like probably will end up turning someone off. That's it. Everything else is going to be... I know that's already somewhat subjective, but there's going to be some more, even more subjective things down the road too, so... Very, very nice. Very fun. Always like me a nice little FRL TKO. They look good. They're just a cute looking board. Has GFS watching the stream? No. It's just me today. It's just me and you guys. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Would you mind if we take a look at the Encore options at the end of stream? I think we're building an Encore soon. You want to wait for then, or should I look at it now? Should we look now, I guess? Did they post it on the website? Oh, they did. Build yours. I think I will be. They asked me to, but let me take a look. Let's load it up here. Let's see. Share screen. Oh, I opened up the wrong thing. Okay, so this is the new Encore. So we have Black Sesame. Oh, are they bringing back wood for this? That is nice. They are bringing back wood. So how much is this if we pick hot swap? Is it $2.99 to start? Can't complain. They have matcha cream. I don't hate this. I don't think this is my favorite, but I like it. I can appreciate it. Mocha mushroom. So this one here is $2.99. Oh, this is nice. Matthew killed it with this one here. I like this color combo. This is probably what I would pick up right here. Oh, never mind. I want this one here. This is probably the pickup for me. I've always liked these kind of like lighter shades of like what titanium / olive, or not olive, but like sand or whatever you want to call it. And then Studio Light. I mean, I feel like this one here has been a thing. White and oak. This is nothing I would say new. All right, cool colors this time around. I'm happy they went back to wood, or I guess Matthew decided to go back to the wood accents. Yeah, I would say like maybe the best, most inoffensive, if you wanted to make sure this matches with everything, is, I mean, Black Sesame you can't go wrong with. The Dune color you can't go wrong with. Mocha Mushroom can't go wrong with. I mean, yeah, these are all pretty inoffensive. Maybe Matcha Cream might be the only thing that's like, you have to pick something to go with it. It's cool. And this uses that new mounting system they're using. Does it show anywhere? It's not really. This site has a lot of nice details on it. The website's really pretty. Mode's website, yeah. This is the prologue, but they're not really showing much else with this, huh? Tempo. Tempo's still up on the website. I always miss the tempo. Tempo is a good one. Yeah, pretty much it. Can you take the typing test at the bottom? Where's the typing test? Did I miss something? Oh. I can't take this. Fuck! I give up. I don't want to do it anymore. This pisses me off. You were close? What's Chris's speed? 115? The most I've ever done is like 75. You understand that, right? That's the most I've ever done. Wait, what? Yeah, I don't type very fast. I type with 2 fingers, guys. Thanks to the Encore preview. Anytime. I was... Okay, look at this. Look at this Alex guy flexing, bro. I do 130 and I was told that the average... Okay, bro. You know what? I was told 75 was my average, okay? This guy, dude. I believe you. You can get those numbers up. Nah, I can't. 75 is my peak. I peak at that. Oh my god, dude. This guy. Shameless flex? Yeah, what the heck? I'm feeling a little incompetent now. My sister does like 30. Honestly, I feel like if I wasn't dialed in, I'd probably doing 30, dude. Probably. So guys, fun build. If you guys are interested in this, it seems to be opening up in 5 days, but I think I just saw someone in chat earlier say that it wasn't opening up on the 20th. On Unikey site, it says the 20th. I don't know if that's changed somewhere, if this is like different for other vendors, but in the Infinite 70 will be opening up on the 20th. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I have for today. Let's go find someone to raid. My middle school made everyone practice typing for an entire period. We did too, but then we ended up playing video games. So I'm gonna go make some food here in like 20 minutes as well. So is Mugen building something? Let's see. Wow, an Event Horizon, they're real? Get out of here. No, I'm joking. I know they got shipped out sort of recently. Kinda. You guys have a good one. I'll talk to you very, very soon. I think tomorrow, right? I don't know. I'm streaming, I think, almost every day. So you guys have a good one. Bye, and I'll talk to you later. Love you guys.